Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode with us over at the latest Blockcast news, aka Crypto Vibes, aka Clubbing in Crypto, whatever you guys want to call it. Just like one of our freestyle segments, like we'd like to take a couple minutes, talk to you guys about some of the more kind of like open topics, kind of a freestyle type of session. And we cover some of the topics that we find in Twitter news and some headlines that's been making place. And kind of just, give unbiased opinions, nothing directly to do with, these are just personal opinions, more so for fun, just to kind of have something to kind of go back and forth about. Today, we're going to try to jump into a little bit of things that we heard going on Safemoon on Twitter over the last 24 hours, as well as we're going to talk about some of the gaming projects and some of the new Metaverse projects that we both kind of seen coming out and kind of just want to bring to you guys' attention and talk a little bit more about. But as you guys know, I'm Vibin. I got my brother with me, Mr. Scott Tripp. And before we jump into anything today, I'll let him have a little word.
Yeah, just Scott with Blockcast, with Big One, all the fun stuff. But this is just Blockcast. It's a place that we can go to talk and be free with what we're talking about. So excited to be here, and yeah, excited to get this topic going today because I think it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we had a video about 2 weeks ago when Ginger and Papa had a Twitter space, and they were kind of going back and forth. And that video, it was kind of a good video. Had a few thousand hits on social platform on YouTube. So we're going to kind of talk about a little bit more with Safemoon, not per se because of that video, but more so because it was a hot trending topic last night. There was a Twitter space that lasted for over 7 hours last night, where Papa popped into a room where Thomas Smith, a lot of people refer to him as Papa, popped into a room, and it was the After Dark Safemoon space, and this is kind of like a space for Safemoon holders to go to after dark on Sunday nights. They kind of have it, and yesterday was the last Safemoon Sunday of 2021, and they also upgraded to the V2 contract yesterday, and I think a lot of the things that Thomas probably helped out and wrote in that contract, as far as transactions or the way these contracts work, may have not been there when it actually got launched. According to my personal opinion about what happened, I think when you listen to what Thomas was saying yesterday in that space, he was saying like he wasn't able to get in touch with John again. This is the second time he's jumped into a Twitter space and ranted because he wasn't able to get in touch with John. And he was saying that there were a couple of not really loopholes, but that the contract wasn't right now and isn't much better. It's pretty much the same contract as they have right now, where the swap and liquefy function is broke, and that what else was he talking about with this? He was saying
it would never pass on Certik audit either.
Yeah, he was saying that it couldn't pass a Certik audit because it was able to be changed. The contract was able to be changed at any given time, and because of that, no, it would be hard for it to pass a Certik audit. But he said that wasn't anything to be feared about. But yeah, he was just saying that the contract is pretty much the same as it is right now, and it led to the guy. I think his name's Chris. I'm not sure of his last name, but he was hosting the space, and he pretty much kicked Thomas out of the space after he had said that John's phone had been hacked 3 times, and he kept reiterating that. But this wasn't like something that was like a 5-minute thing, as you guys know. I just said it was 7 hours long, so it was a lot of things that was going back and forth, and there was a lot of people who came into that room, kind of some of the same members that we talked about on our first podcast, with the same players, Hank and Rostic. At first time people felt like, Thomas or, was kind of throwing those guys under the bus and use them as scapegoats. But at the end of the day, they still kind of all, hang out and try to, look out for one another as friends. So, definitely was an interesting night. It was a lot of FUD talk this morning when I woke up. And I was like just looking like, man, let me just go look at the price chart. And Safemoon was down. I mean, granted, the whole market is down, but there was a lot of talk about the migration end up being a migration, like a big
Migraine.
yeah, like a migration is what they called it. So it was a lot of things going on Twitter, and that space didn't help at all. It kind of just led to more people kind of picking sides. There was a lot of a talk about because Safemoon Mark or DeFi Marcus, they call him now. He was also in that space, and they were just saying, like they were down to take a look at the contract and see what they could do to help out. And a lot of people from the Safemoon community didn't appreciate that, especially after kind of what went on in projects that he was involved in. But it's just it's super sad because I thought, we talked about on some of our other podcasts how the Safemoon Army was starting to come back together and starting to hear a lot of good news and have that camaraderie that they had when they first came out. Yeah. And it's starting to seem like, things are falling apart and unraveling at the seams. There's still a lot of people who haven't been able to migrate from V1 to V2. And the people who have migrated from V1 to V2 can't see their price and can't see anything because without 30% of the people migrating over, there will be no liquidity added to the V2. So that is another big thing. And Papa said that wasn't supposed to be set up like that. He said that the people who were still on V1 was actually supposed to stop receiving reflections, and the people on V2 were going to be receiving reflections. And here we are. There was big controversy about people that were still on V1 receiving massive reflections while people on V2 haven't been able to receive a thing. So what would you take from all of the things that you were able to catch up on today and kind of like just, lending an ear to the streets and kind of listening out for that topic?
I guess the first thing I would say is I didn't migrate over to version 2, so I am still getting those reflections off of.
People are gonna hate you, man. You're getting yelled at on Twitter.
I don't care. Here's the thing, like, why would you move on to, this is the way I think about it or whatever, is why would you move into something where there's uncertainty and they haven't proved everything yet. So until they prove everything, I'm not going to move my tokens until I feel comfortable and secure in moving them. Because if I move them and I lose something, then that's my fault for not doing the due diligence to make sure that everything was running smoothly and that there was no issues. So I'll take the time to move over my tokens until there's a time where I feel it's necessary to do so. They're going to be releasing a date where they're going to stop actually allowing people to migrate over. So I'll be watching for that date. What's going on with Thomas and stuff, I kind of get it. Like if he's uncomfortable with it, it's kind of like a sign maybe he's trying to do or better with what was going on before. So yeah, I just have a feeling though there's so much going on right now that I'm behind the scenes and the drama and stuff like that. And it's not just here, it's everywhere in the cryptocurrency market. As you watch right now, everyone is falling apart. And that's one thing I truly feel that we need to concentrate on right now, is getting that divide away from everybody. We need to work together. We need to come together. We need to compromise and figure this stuff out before it falls apart even worse.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I totally agree with that, man. I thought that, with Thomas going up and combating with Ginger in that last podcast that we talked about, Scott, I thought that there was some kind of like I don't want to say hatred, right? But there was some kind of spew or some kind of stain left on Ginger after that Twitter space. And it was from the Safemoon Army who was coming to aid and defend Thomas, right? And they were like, this guy's Ginger, he's full of crap, he's nobody, he did all the dumping, blah, 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 right? And here we are today, and it feels like the same people that was with Thomas are now, turning their back on Thomas. Unfortunate for DeFi all the way around. We kind of like to see, more projects start building together so we can work on faster adoption, right? But we also have to be mindful that the projects that a lot of us have this trust in are very young projects. There's projects out there that's been building for a lot longer and a lot more stable, and probably been through these kinks already, that Safemoon is going through right now. But like it's just like you pick your poison, right? Like I don't want to say I feel bad for anybody who holds Safemoon. If you hold Safemoon and that's a project that you believe in the project, and it can go where your beliefs go, right? But anybody who's just following a particular person or group of people in the space and not properly educating themselves on crypto would be the people that I would feel bad for, because I feel like they're not giving themselves a fair go at crypto. They're just kind of trying to have this experience with people. And that experience could be short-lived if something that happens with that person doesn't go the way you feel in your heart, right? So I would encourage people to keep trying to learn as much as you can about crypto, and try not to follow just a certain group of people or even one project. I mean, diversity is definitely not investing in Safemoon and having Everrise at the same time. It's like, all right, pick your poison. Which one of those two do you want? And then do your thing. Or you could choose Feg, like so on and so forth. But that's the key to diversity. I do think that was interesting. And like you said, it's not all in just this project. We've seen it in other projects. It's just been a lot of things happening in various projects where, two people in a party not being able to agree. It happened recently as well with Crypto Bulls project. I don't know if we talked about it last time, but that was a big powwow and a mess, and it became a mess, right? And it just happened that it didn't even have anything to do with the holders in crypto. It had something to do with internally in the project, and it caused the project to shut down. So granted to see that Safemoon was able to remove all party members going as far as they have right now, and still have the project up and running. I would encourage people, to have some patience with these teams. Even if they make these calls and expectations or these promises, just understand that there's still a project that has to build. It's some big projects out there. Your Polkadots and Ethereum and Solanas and AVAX and Avalanche, and they have all these protocols that are building and have been building. What makes you guys think that another protocol is just going to come in and do what these projects been working on for years and in a month's time? And like, did they hire Satoshi without us knowing? Like, I don't know, right? And I think that's what people kind of like tell themselves or blind themselves with by telling themselves this kind of stuff. And like I've always said, man, I have respect for Thomas, but I haven't actually put my eyes on anything that he's physically done that has worked out for the people involved. I do know he's going to be making a new project. Like that's going to be on, people who want to be a part of that ecosystem. But for me, a lot of this takes these meme type projects and just gives me a bad taste in my mouth. Recently, Monk, who is also involved with Baby Cake, he came out with multiple other projects, and then he made a video saying that I'm going to come out with Optimum, and he's coming out, or Orbit, or it might have been Orbit, but he said he's going to come out with this token because he forgot some things in the other token. And it's like, you guys, he's smart enough to fork contracts and add these things that he missed in there. So I don't know what's going on with some of the guys that were, were started off really good and had like these bright lights, right? And they're kind of like starting to dim down in my eyes. And I think it almost to like other people who respected them in crypto as well.
Here's the thing that I want everyone to think of right now, and I guess this is something I kind of mentioned to you, or that Andy's instilled in us, is cryptocurrency as a whole needs to come together and work on projects together. Like, I know it's hard to think about or whatever, but in order for us to succeed, people like Monk or people like Thomas, or it doesn't matter who, if we're going to make the space better, there needs to be ability to talk to each other, discuss together, launch potentially as a group, or maybe not even as a group, who cares? But as long as they're there discussing with each other clearly, openly, and kind of trying to make this space better. I think it would be better. It's just kind of like, I know you're not a big fan of this, Ivan, but like we're talking about Decentraland and Sandbox, for instance. For me, you have two different LAN spots or whatever in gaming services. And in order, if it was going to work the best way possible is if those teams would actually work together. And it is a decentralized space. So there's no reason, even though they're two different LANs, that they can't work together to make each other better and to create that bridge. And it probably is coming in the future. And I get that they want to do their project first. That's the idea. They want to be first to the space. But in the end, in a decentralized market, I just have this feeling that it shouldn't be this race. It should be a cohesiveness to work together to make themselves better. And I feel the same way with Safemoon and like Mark, for instance. You have him with his Surge hack. Like if he never, and that's the other thing, I guess, stop rushing projects. If you're not ready to launch it just to make people happy and you rush it, you're making a mistake, you guys. Take your time. If that's the thing with Baby Cake, he didn't get everything in the project. Well, that's obviously because he never took the time to think about it before he launched everything. So there's something here that's missing, or there's updates and things that are changing that are affecting it. It doesn't matter, but it should have a contract that you can update so that if you are missing something, you can still add in or migrate it into the new contract. So there's no reason to abandon one project for the other. And he's not abandoning it. It's still going. But in the same sense, it gives a bad taste in people's mouths. So I just say moving forward, let's come together. I've always said it. Let's have a board of people. Let's have a group of people that vet these projects, not so much vet them, but work with them to make them better. If they have ideas or ways to make it better, listen, discuss it. If you don't agree with it, move on. Continue on with what you're doing. But if it does work and it makes your project better, there's no reason why you wouldn't move ahead and do it.
Yeah, totally, man. I definitely I can definitely feel you on that, man. I think when it comes to, you know, the metaverse and gaming, it does need to be more cohesiveness and building together, but it's so many parts of the metaverse that needs to be solved first before you can tie them together. Somebody has to start the art gallery. Somebody has to start these sandboxes. Decentraland doesn't even use VR, so that's, they're in a completely different realm. They're trying to solve computer metaverse from logging on your computer, whereas Sandbox is doing it with a VR headset.
They don't even have a VR space yet.
Who's that? Sandbox?
Yeah, Sandbox and Decentraland are both on a computer style game at the moment. So, I mean, there is no metaverse where you can hook your Oculus into it right now at the moment. So, I mean, they're like, I get it 100%. I agree with you. Like, they're working on different stuff. But if you were to put Decentraland and Sandbox side by side in both games, like, and play both games side by side, you'd be amazed at the similarities between the two. It's kind of funny in a way, like, not bashing them in either way, but I mean, that's where that bridge, like, if you ever, I always say it this way, if you ever watch the movie Wreck-It Ralph, a kid's movie, of course, but Wreck-It Ralph leaves his game system and goes into the like subway station of the arcade game systems, and was able to go from one game to the other game to the other game. There's just got to be that subway connection system where you can take your NFTs, you can take your stuff and go into that subway station and go from one metaverse to the other. It doesn't necessarily 100% have to be interconnected, but if you have that one central hub where everybody can go to and then transfer their goods from one to the other, I think we're going to be in a better spot. But let's see.
Don't give Meta any ideas. I mean, that's pretty much what Facebook is ultimately trying to do. So I don't know. I kind of think I like the way it is. I think it gives people more room for everyone to do it they want to do. I think if you give people one option and that's the way I don't know if that's the way to mass adoption.
Tons of options though, because you're not stuck on one world, right? You're being able to transfer from one world to the other world to the other world. and you can just take whatever.
What if something happens on that main hub server and it goes down?
You're never going to be transferred to the other world again. But
hopefully, come on, bro.
So
like, so that's what I'm saying. We would love for this massive of this one company to come together and build one type of crypto, right? But if we're talking about mass adoption, bro, we don't have a blockchain that can handle mass adoption yet. We haven't been able to test it. We haven't been able to test it with more than 10% of the nation.
Right? I don't want one token. I would think of it as like an exchange almost in a way, right? When you go to that subway station, you're exchanging currencies from one to the other. It's not so much one currency rules them all, because I don't believe in that. I agree with you. It's just a transfer of goods from one to the other. But
yeah, I think like they're gonna have like centralized metaverse, and that'll be the place you kind of work and eat and chill and stuff like that. Your decentralized is gonna be like clubs and like going out with your friends and having fun and shit. Like things that you want to do and just have fun with, right? So I think or you could go there and play games and play to earn whatever one would be like a workplace, another one would be like a more chill place. I think I want to see it built out that way. I think there needs to be a lot more unity in the space. I don't want to see unity amongst bad players though. I don't want to see 4 or 5 people who's already started tokens come together and make a token. That means that's a Forex scam.
Yeah.
4X scam, bro.
Yeah.
So I think that what you said is critical, that people need to take the time to build out the projects. I would love for it to be some type of board in a sense. It's kind of hard to say a board. I would love to see some type of process or a board in a sense that any project that was going to be launched would have to kind of run their contract through some type of audit before releasing that project to kind of keep everybody safe. And I just don't like the other thing. I guess I don't like like the ideal of just one token writer can come out with 5 tokens. I think they should be limited to projects that they put out. It's not on the aspect there if you're a coder and you just code. I'm saying if you're a project dev and you're trying to run multiple projects, why not have one project with multiple layers, right? And have an ecosystem, because that gives you credibility, where it's just throwing up a bunch of projects doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, let's see what the future holds for us. I guess I'm kind of excited to see the direction, but here's hoping that some of you guys listen to us and like just understand what we're trying to say and what we're trying to do, because it's all about moving into the future, right? So
yeah, and I wore my red sweatshirt today. It says lifeguard to save you guys who are drowning in this bloodbath right now. I am here for you. I got big hugs. For the people who've been here for a while, I don't think this is anything new, the crypto ride that we're on right now. It's kind of exciting for the things that, it was a ton of projects that I've seen break out over the last, I guess, 3 months. And that let me know they were going to be bullish, because we were near the top of the cycle and these projects had just came out. So Andy used to tell me all the time, try to find the next Bitcoin, try to find the next project. So me, I personally think, between NFTs and gamer tokens are where you're going to probably survive this bear market. And honestly, companies like Polkadot and Cardano, it doesn't matter if Cardano goes to 30 cents, Scott, Cardano is not going to stop developing. You understand? Like, these people do this for a living. Doesn't really have anything to do with monetary value at a certain extent when it comes to certain projects. Even if Cardano went down to 30 cents, their market cap would still be able to pay their team 5 times over. So I don't think they have I don't think they really care about where the market cap is right now. I do think, in my opinion, I think Bitcoin is going to see some type of separation from Ethereum in this next this kind of downtrend is one of those things I've been paying attention to, Scott, is because it's like it's Ethereum starting to get comfortable with their 20% dominance, and Bitcoin starting to drop out of that 40. And if we start to see Solana or potentially something else get in there, man, it's going to make it really interesting to see if Bitcoin, it's not going to, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but it has to share some of this market cap because we're not getting that much new funding in as we expected. We kind of got the market caps up to the 3 trillions, but since then we've almost lost $1 trillion. We're at 2.19 today, so we've actually lost a little bit more than $1 trillion because we had got up to 3.4. So yeah, we lost over $1 trillion in the last month, and nobody's talking about that, right? Like nobody cares about what $1 trillion is. Everybody's just wondering why we're not on the moon yet, and it's like, well, the market cap's been doing this, but regardless, man, I want to tell you guys, I want to see the teams keep building. I don't care if we're going through a bear market right now. I know the projects that are real projects, they're going to continue to build. They'll be here when the bear market ends. And then for the projects that do go away, I ask you guys to be mindful of the teams that were involved. And then when the bull run starts again, don't go so fast to jump on their back. There's no need to try to catch every moving train.
Be aware of who is developing the token and the team. If they're doxxed, read the white paper, read what it's about. That's how you're going to learn, and that's how you're going to grow in the space, period. It's easy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But as always, guys, we just wanted to jump on here, come and give our 2 cents about what happened last night. If you guys want to follow us on Twitter, my handle is Vibe in Crypto. So you guys can look me up on there. We'll get our links posted down below. But like, comment, subscribe, let us know what you guys think. We're very open to you guys' opinion. We don't take any of this to heart. I don't think, if you think we were trying to fudge your bag today, we're not here to do that as well. We're just out here trying to make DeFi as well as cryptocurrency a safer place for everyone, in a safe space.
Yeah, I agree. And let's keep on making it safe. That's what this is about. So,
and you want to tell them your Twitter handle before we jump off?
Of course, Crypto Beast 32. Crypto Beast 32, all one word. So definitely add me.
So guys, check us out. We're going to go ahead and shut this down for the day. We're going to probably do these about once a week as promised. We missed last week, but if we have some more topics, I think we probably won't try to restrain ourselves to once a week. I think we should just jump on whenever we have a voice about something that may be interesting and going on in this space. We won't try to give you guys too much FUD and stuff like that. We do want to make it positive, but at the same time, people want to hear the news, and this was the big part of the news that happened over the last 24 hours. So just wanted to bring that stuff to you guys' attention. And until next time, peace.
Have a great day, you guys. We'll talk soon.